Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us at this terrific event. It's very hard to follow that level of energy, so I'll do my best. My name's Neale. I'm very proud to have joined the Genesys Works board at the start of the year. It's an organization that I've worked with for a while and just have great passion for everything that this organization does. Having said that, I think neither Mike nor I were told that part of the hazing was to host this event here today. But we managed to kill the singing part, so everything's fine now. So I've worked with Genesys Works for more than 4 years, just incredibly proud of the impact that this organization has in our community. For those of you who were able to join us a couple of weeks ago at the Breaking Through ceremony, you would have seen 202 young men and young women who had completed a year-long commitment with this program and graduated through the program. And they've gained some incredible experiences, they've added some great skills, and they're really even further inspired to succeed in their life. So just an incredibly emotional and inspirational experience to be part of. So thank you for those that were able to join us. For the CIOs in the room and for the supervisors and the technology leaders who sponsor the program in your organizations, a huge thank you for making it happen. You are really the ones that make the program come to life. You're the ones that make the student experiences come to life, so thank you for that. One very personal plug I'd put is if you've not spent time with your Genesys Works interns in person, I'd strongly encourage you to do that. Having spent some lunches and coffees with some of these folks, it can be incredibly energizing and incredibly inspiring, so I'd sort of strongly encourage you to do that if you can. For our sponsors and our partners here today, our vendor partners, thank you incredibly for the sponsorship of this event, for your sponsorship through the course of the year for Genesys Works. It's very important, and it's what really allows us to grow the program as we can make a bigger impact here in the Twin Cities. And then to all of you, as you think about growing your technology teams and hiring future talent in the months and years to come, please think about that Genesys Works alumni group as a pool of talent. You've got some incredible individuals who've had some incredible experiences, and we're really excited to see them become the future leaders in the local technology organizations. So today is really about recognizing the collective impact, and it's about raising some money to provide the support and the logistics that we need to do to help us to continue to expand the number of students we can assist here in the Twin Cities. Things like transportation are a very material part of the infrastructure we need to provide to make the program work, and your help here today helps us make all of those things happen. I know as IT leaders, we don't love surprises, so I'm going to help you a little bit with some surprises. Later in our presentation, Mike Mathews will share with you some ideas and an invitation really for some other ways to continue to help Genesys Works support the program here locally and help us impact even more young professionals here in the Twin Cities. So please consider that, and Mike will get to you at the end of the presentations here on that one. And as a reminder, everything we raise today and everything that comes through, anything that Mike can inspire you to do later, goes directly back into the Twin Cities community, directly back into supporting those interns in our organizations and growing those technology skills in our future leaders. So with that said, I'll say thank you again. I really appreciate everyone here. Really appreciate all your support of the organization. If you do ever have any questions or ideas for the program, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the board members. And with that said, I'll hand it off to Karen for the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. We're really glad to have you on our board of directors, and that initiation of getting to kick off the CIO Luncheon, not too bad of a hazing, right? Wow, we've got nearly 400 IT technology leaders, vendor partners gathered here today. Technology leaders who are here to celebrate the collective impact of this amazing program called Genesys Works. It is a powerful program that changes lives. Of the students we serve, yes, absolutely. The student lives are transformed during the year, that they feel empowered to break the chains of generational poverty and start down a path towards economic self-sufficiency. The program also changes the lives of our workplace supervisors and mentors, as well as the overall fabric of the corporate culture of the more than 50 corporate partners who have partnered with us to place our interns. Through our program, businesses are getting cost-effective, motivated resources today while helping to build their future workforce that really better reflects the population of the Twin Cities. And the Genesys Works program also changes the community. Your support is helping us truly close the embarrassing educational achievement gaps, the opportunity gaps that exist in so many segments of our population. By connecting youth with the right opportunities and support structures at the right time, we can help move more urban teens out of poverty and into the economic mainstream, and that's what we're celebrating here today. I have to say a special thank you to all of the table sponsors, some of whom are our corporate partners, and you've brought your team to recognize them for their efforts and their hard work with supporting the Genesys Works program. And some of the other table sponsors, half of you actually, are important technology vendor partners, most of whom were recruited by Craig Pratt. This is a guy who works tirelessly to support a number of really important initiatives for underserved populations around the Twin Cities. And I'm sure glad that Craig has chosen to share his passion and time to Genesys Works. Thanks, Craig. A number of you were also recruited, invited to attend today's event, maybe by a colleague at your place of work, or by one of our board members who helped with the table assignments and sponsorship recruiting, or by other Genesys Works champions like Richard Walker, who immediately sprang into action yesterday when I happened to mention to him that some of our vendor partner tables weren't quite filled up. Thanks, Richard, for helping us out with that. So no matter how you got the invitation and how you got here, thank you for being here. This is an incredible networking opportunity, sort of the birds of a feather of all of the CIO community, and a wonderful celebration for Genesys Works. As a nonprofit organization, the Genesys Works social enterprise is really unique and pretty special. Because of our strong earned income model from the internships, we are able to achieve 80% self-sufficiency. So the fundraising that's required supports some of the parts of the program where we don't have an offsetting earned income component. Most notably, the 8 weeks of summer training that we do coming up here on June 20th for our new class coming in. College access support, student recruitment efforts that we do in more than 30 high schools around the Twin Cities, and as Matt mentioned, the student transportation to get them to and from their internships. So as we serve more students, the costs continue to grow, and this event helps cover some of those growing expenses. At our recent Breaking Through ceremony that happened in April to celebrate the accomplishments of this year's class, one of our student speakers, Neale Mohammed, had a message that I think really typifies the reason that all of us are here today. Listen now to her speak for a couple of seconds about her internship experience and how she specifically calls out a couple of the vendor tools that she uses during her internship.
It's truly exciting to think that young professionals like us are actively changing the face of business and technology here in Minnesota. While working at Target, I've had many chances for breakthrough moments during calls that I helped troubleshoot. Thank you for calling the Client Support Center. This is Nemo. A couple months ago, I was on a 3-hour-long call troubleshooting devices I wasn't familiar with. My choice was not to give up. By using ServiceNow, Screen Pop, knowledge articles, and of course my coworkers, I was able to break through and fix the problem.
I have to say that Nemo wrote her own speech. We did not receive any product placement revenue, any recognition from her mention of those tools that she gets to use on a daily basis. In addition to the table sponsors, we have 2 presenting sponsors for this event today. These 2 presenting sponsors are very special to us, and they're both returning presenting sponsors. Our first presenting sponsor is Sky High Networks. I'd like you to please welcome to the stage the Senior Vice President of Products and Marketing, Kamal Shah. Kamal.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you to all of you for joining us today and being part of this inspiring program. On behalf of Sky High Networks, I'm delighted to be here and proud to be a small part of Genesys Works. As I was networking and walking around the room, it was great to see some of our customers, familiar faces, and it is our privilege to be working with them and partnering with them in their journey towards the cloud. So for those of you who are not familiar with Sky-High Networks, we are a cloud security company, or cloud access security broker, as Gartner refers to the category. And our mission is very simple. We help IT organizations, IT leaders, embrace cloud services, enable cloud services, such as Office 365, Box, Salesforce, Workday, ServiceNow, et cetera, you name it, while enforcing their security, compliance, and governance policies. So that's what Sky is, and again, we are absolutely delighted to be part of Genesys Works. This is our second year of being part of this program, as Karen mentioned earlier. And it is our honor and our privilege to stand shoulder to shoulder with all of you to invest in our youth, to invest in our community, and to invest in our future. So congratulations to all of you for taking the time and making the commitment and investing your precious time and energy to make a difference and be part of this inspiring program. So thank you, enjoy our lunch, and thank you again.
Thank you so much, Kamal, for your message. Thank you for the generosity of Sky-High Networks and for being here today. So today really is all about celebrating the collective impact of Genesys Works. But the first and the most visible portion of our program that we celebrate today is our internships. And so with that, we're going to get started celebrating a lot of our corporate partners. Please welcome to the stage an incredibly talented and dedicated colleague, our Director of Corporate Partnerships, Joel Crandall.
I swear that I'm much more entertaining if you continue to clank your forks and spoons. So as the entrees come out, feel free to drown me out. My name, as Karen said, is Joel Crandall, and I help to drive our internships at Genesys Works. And we reached an important benchmark this year. We have now placed over 1,000 students in the Twin Cities area into year-long corporate technology internships. And the interns who do that are a huge part of being successful, but our companies, the supervisors, the sponsors, the executives who write the checks, thank you, are such a big part of being able to make that successful. It's not all about size to be able to make impact. We have a lot of companies. One that comes to mind right away is Minnesota Public Radio. Because of the size of their organization, they're never going to support 30 interns in a year, but they do some really impactful stuff with the students that they have right in front of them. Today, though, I do want to recognize some companies who, during their time with Genesys Works, have reached some amazing milestones. For the first time this year, we have some legacy partnership awards that we want to give out a little bit in the music theme. So we have silver partners who have reached more than 25 interns, gold partners who have reached more than 50 interns, and a platinum partner who has reached more than 100 interns that they've supported during our time here in the Twin Cities. Because of the brief format of this program, and also to not bore you all to death, if you win an award, you don't have to come to stage and receive it. But I would ask that if you're here with a company that receives an award, if you would stand during that part of it so that we can recognize you, that'd be great. And I'll read through these lists. Without further ado, though, I wanted to give away our first set of silver partner awards. Again, these are companies that have supported more than 25 students during our time in the Twin Cities. And those companies are Accenture, Mike Sevo, Scott Cummings, and others that have helped to support us there. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota. Jamie Rice is the CIO and Mary Texer is our sponsor. Capella University with Lauren Brown as the CIO and Matt Pulowski as the sponsor. Cargill, Justin Kershaw is the current CIO and Kendra Popoff is their sponsor. Deluxe, Mike Mathews and Kai Peterson. Ecolab, Stuart McCutcheon, the CIO. Land O'Lakes, Mike McCree, CIO, and Tony Taylor is our sponsor there. Medica, Tim Toll is our CIO, and Sylvia Hinton is our sponsor. And at Optum, Mila Hauptman is our CIO, and Earl Williams is our sponsor. If you're from one of those organizations, thank you for standing. We recognize you as being silver partners. Thank you so much. We also have 2 gold level partners. Again, they've supported more than 50 interns in our time in the Twin Cities in our 8 years here. There's 2 companies receiving that award this year, and they are at 3M, John Turner, the CIO, and Tammy Saxey is our sponsor, and Target, Mike McNamara, their CIO, Jeanette Olson is their executive sponsor, and Dan Hernandez is their sponsor. So if you're from one of those organizations, if you could stand, that would be great, and we'll recognize you. Thank you to our gold partners. And for the heavier part of our hardware, our first ever platinum partner. We've now had an organization that has supported 129 high school interns in our 8 years here in the Twin Cities. Please join me in congratulating Medtronic with the CIO Michael Hedges and our sponsor Danielle Giles for their commitment to Genesys Works. Thank you to our first ever platinum partner, Medtronic. So one other thing we wanted to do today is recognize how companies have helped to get us ready for next year. Have any of you ever been to our draft day event? Anybody ever been to our draft day event? Okay, great. For those of you who haven't, it's like an NFL draft. Our high school students who have worked through summer training for 8 weeks know that they're going to be placed somewhere, but don't have any idea where. So they come with their parents, some people from their schools, and all of our corporate partners show up as well. And what happens next is magic. Their name goes up on the screen, their company welcomes them, gives them some swag from their new employer, they take pictures in front of a step and repeat. It's really an amazing thing. This year we're hoping to have 260 students walk across that stage and be welcomed into new corporate partners, which is 12% growth over last year. That's a lot of internships and it's a lot of growth. But you are a part of making that happen. I'm very pleased to announce, even though we're about 3 months in advance of placing students into internships, that we currently have 253 pledged internships for next year, which is 97% of our overall goal. So thank you so much for all you've done to be able to make that happen. Just some quick recognition, that also includes 6 new corporate partners, 6 brand new corporate partners, including the city of Minneapolis. Otto Dahl is the CIO, and Beth Cousins is our sponsor. Thank you to Minneapolis Institute of Arts, being sponsored this year by Thomson Reuters. I saw Douglas earlier, he's their senior leader. Prime Therapeutics, CIO Ellen Hosch, Lana Niemeyer and Dan Gora support there. Polaris, Renotis, who's been here as a sponsor before. Here's the big news. Renotis, who's been here to be able to buy tickets as vendors, is now taking on a student for the first time next year, which we're really excited about. Thank you to Paul and to Colleen for helping there. And at Sun Country Airlines, thank you so much to Zarir and to Chris for being able to support us. It also includes 37 companies who are returning they're saying we want to come back with either between 1 and 5 students. And no, I'm not going to read all of those names. So we do have 7 companies that are coming back between 6 and 10 interns. Those companies are Deluxe, Medica, Cargill, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Ecolab, Land O'Lakes, and St. Jude. 4 companies are coming back between 11 and 20 students, including 3M, Ameriprise, Optum, and Target. And we're also pleased to receive a pledge for more than 26 interns from Medtronic this year who will be returning for our largest sponsor next year. Please join me in giving them all a round of applause. Alas, my joyous diatribe has concluded. I'd now like to introduce our second partner today, our sponsor for this event, Accenture. Joining me on stage is their managing director, Peter van Overbeke. Peter, welcome.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Well, hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today and showing your support for Genesys Works. As Joel said, my name is Peter van Overbeke. I'm a managing director at Accenture. Accenture is a national strategic partner for Genesys Works, and our organizations have worked together closely for the last 6 years to expand Genesys Works' reach and to enable high school students to enter and thrive in the economic mainstream. This partnership is part of a global Accenture effort that we call Skills to Succeed. Skills to Succeed has a target of equipping 3 million people with the skills to have a job or to start a business by the year 2020. 3 million people. But most importantly, I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to a true Genesys Works success story. Joining me today is Armani Black. Armani is about to graduate from the University of Minnesota, and I'm not lying, in 1 hour and 5 minutes she has her last final. So I appreciate so much her joining us, and she will be running towards the door. I'm not sure if she's going to finish her check-in or not, but she will be hitting the road and cheering for no traffic. But before she goes, I do want to share that Armani was an intern with Genesys Works before she started college, and I'm thrilled to report that she's just accepted a position at Accenture upon her graduation. So Armani has a great story I'm asking her to share about how her Genesys Works internship prepared her for success and a professional career at Accenture. Armani.
Thank you so much. Genesys Works showed me that hard work, dedication, integrity, all of those things really play a key role to the success at any company. They also show me that team effort, as well as having the support of your team, people like Joel. I had Mayua as my sponsor. Those type of people really play a key role into the fact of a team effort. Many times it may feel like you're alone or have to compete at other, especially at a school like Carlson, where it's like you're trying to be the best of everyone. You feel like you have to compete, but Genesys Works let me know that it's a team effort, and that actually goes a long way. Also learning team building skills and understanding that I am also excited to this opportunity to thank Genesys Works and Accenture, and very happy to be joining Accenture in the summer. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So as I pass the podium, let's just take a moment to recognize Armani and Genesys Works for making the path from high school to college to a professional career more than a dream, for making it a reality. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, Armani is the grown-up, almost college graduate version of who you're going to see in just a minute. We have one of our current high school interns here to talk a little bit more about her story. I'm so pleased today to be able to introduce Susmita Kunwari, who's going to come and speak to you a little bit about what her high school experience has been like and the impact that the companies that you work for and support have done to be able to make that possible. Please welcome with me to the stage, Susmita.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susmita Kumar. I'm a senior at Roseville Area High School and intern at St. Jude Medical. I'm excited and proud to be standing here today at Genesys Works Young Professional from class of 2016. My journey to this stage began in a destination 7,000 miles away. I was born in Kathmandu, Nepal. In Nepal, most parents don't want their daughters to go to school. They believe that girls should get married and go to their husband's house. So they don't want to invest money in them. But not my parents. My mom never received a college education, and she didn't want me to struggle like she had to. And my dad has always pushed me to pursue a college degree. My parents moved to the United States in 2011, while I stayed in boarding school in Nepal. They came here and started from scratch, learning a new language, lifestyle, and culture, so they could offer me and my sibling more opportunities. I had always dreamed of coming to the United States since I was small. Suddenly that came true all because of my parents. I finally got to come to United States in 2014 when I was 16 years old. When I came here, I wanted an education and an opportunities for a professional career. But when I arrived at my high school in Minnesota, I had lots of questions and doubt. Will I fit in? Will I make new friends? Will I ever be successful? I heard about Genesys Works from a presentation at my school. I was interested in information technology because I had taken classes in web design and coding back in Nepal. So I decided to take a first step towards new opportunities, and I applied to Genesys Works just over 1 year ago. Even though I was prepared for my Genesys Works interview last March, my voice was still shaking when I answered the questions. After I was done with my interview, I was nervous about the possibilities of not getting accepted. And then I received my acceptance email, and I was so happy. Then I had to go to summer training for 8 weeks while working a job as a cashier at a clothing store. When I started summer training, I was very shy and quiet. But on the third day of summer training, the third day, I had to give a speech in front of dozens of my classmates. I was terrified of public speaking, but my summer trainer, Linnea, showed me this one trick to help me prepare. It's called the magic door. Have you heard of it? The magic door is where you go to relax yourself before speaking in front of a big crowd. I will show you. Magic. After weeks of training, the terrified feeling I had about public speaking started to go away. I accepted that it was part of my journey to new opportunities. All of my hard work paid off when I earned an internship at St. Jude Medical. With the skills I had learned during summer training, I walked into St. Jude Medical feeling confident and prepared. I didn't even need to use a magic door. At my internship, I work in client services. My supervisor at work, Sang Bang, always help me when I have questions. And of course, my Genesys Works program coordinator, Keegan, helps keep me on track and grow professionally. After my internship, I plan to go to Metro State University and get a degree in computer science. After I graduate from college, I will work in IT, maybe at one of your companies, but hopefully at St. Jude Medical. After I begin my career and make an impact in technology in Twin Cities, I want to do something for my native country of Nepal. I want to open a non-profit organization for girls and provide them education opportunities, maybe in IT. I strongly believe that girls can accomplish anything if they are given the right opportunities. I want to show girls in Nepal and all over the world that they can be like me and pursue an education and a career and be anything they want to be. Not only that, but they can change the world. St. Jude Medical and Genesys Works have provided me with an opportunities to not only change my own life and my family life, but also in my own way. From Kathmandu to Twin City, I am changing the world. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Mathews. This is Mita. I had no idea I was following you. I think everyone in this room probably will borrow that magic door, so hopefully you're going to get some royalty fees here. Like I said, I'm Mike Mathews. I'm the CIO for Deluxe, and I'm a proud member of the Genesys Works board. I joined the board late in the fall of 2015. I'm happy to stand here because you look at this crowd and you look at this audience and you think about the impact that Genesys Works has had not only on these students, but us as leaders and technology folks and people of the Twin Cities community. It's just amazing. This is a program that truly changes lives. And it changes lives in a multitude of ways, and it's not, like I said, just the students, but everybody that's involved. And at some point in time, everyone that's sitting successfully in this room, there was somebody at some place at some time that gave you a chance. And if you think about what Genesys Works does, it gives young people, especially those in need, a chance to be successful. And you heard it earlier, collectively amongst us as a community, we've created over 1,000 long internships, long year, and it's been an amazing accomplishment to date. But the truth and the sad truth is there are a lot of students still out there who need more help, and many more that we can serve. So we have to find a way to dig deep and do more. And the ability of our program to grow and scale is really limited by two things. And make no mistake, the hard sell's coming here. We need more internships, and we need more money. This program is wickedly successful, and you all see that and feel that every day. But it's also a very expensive program to run because we truly care and invest in these students. And if we don't, the success wouldn't be there. And so as you think about the things that we have to cover beyond the internships themselves, they're the things that you've heard already this evening or this afternoon. You know, we provide for 8 weeks of summer training for these students. The transportation and logistics to move these students from schools to their offices is quite expensive. We continually look to feed the pipeline of students into the program, so we work with 35 high schools throughout the Twin Cities. And so we have a massive effort around recruiting and sourcing these students and finding those that are desperately in need. And even more importantly, as you heard both presenters this afternoon, we make investments in these students not just through high school, but we prepare them for their secondary post-education and for the world that we all live in. And all of this takes time and money and support. And the bottom line is your support has been unbelievable and much appreciated, but there's more that we can do, there's more that we must do. So on your table, there's a folder, a white folder. So if you could locate it now, that'd be great. And in there are pledge cards that look like this. Yeah, I told you the ask was coming. I want you to all start thinking about not how, but how will you get involved with Genesys Works. And while you start thinking about this, let me share with you some of the ways that I've personally gotten involved with Genesys Works, both as Mike Mathews and as CIO of Deluxe. I've had a lot of great fortunes in my life, and I've been able to donate a number of things at auction, at a number of the charity events, including things like vacation timeshares. I've made some donations. I've actually helped secure some funding from our company's foundation. I volunteer my time. Time is important. We've been a proud sponsor as Deluxe with the support of our Deluxe team that's here today to be a sponsor of the golf charity event that's coming up on June 27th. Thank you to Richard Walker and the York Solutions team for putting that on. It's a great event. If you'll note on the card, it's still available, and we should hope to get some more sponsors. And again, as I said, I've spent some time with the students, not only at our Deluxe office, but in the Genesys Works buildings, trying to impart what little bit of wisdom and value I can to help them. But as I said, these programs are expensive, and we need your help. And so we're looking for you each to dig deep, find another gear, find another dollar, another opportunity, another place where you can create capacity. This is about chances. We're asking you to give and give again. We appreciate all that you've done, but let's create chances. So with all that said, we're going to play some music for the next minute and a half or two. Let you get deep into thought. Think about the compelling stories that you've heard not only today, but in the past. Think about the impact and the success that this program has had, and in any way, shape, or form that you can help further advance the cause. So with that, please get your cards, get your pens, dig out your wallets, open up your hearts, and we'll be back in a minute. All right. If you noticed on your pledge card, you can text CIO Luncheon to 41444 to make your donation. So hopefully you were able to make some type of cash donation or some type of financial pledge today. We're fortunate enough to have in the room, I think, some alumni students who are going to walk around and collect these pledge cards. With that, let me go to a closing here. Again, this day, this lunch is truly a celebration. It's a celebration of everybody in this room within the Twin Cities community, certainly the CIOs and our technology partners who have been so invested in this program. You are fundamentally making a difference in your life, but more importantly, you're making a fundamental difference in a young person's life. We really appreciate the sponsorship. We know that resources are often limited. We all live with those constraints. But the fact that you choose to make investments in this program, in these students, and making the world a better place by helping somebody who has the need and the wherewithal to break through that cycle of poverty is incredibly important and incredibly valuable. So on behalf of the Genesys Works board, on behalf of the students, the technology partners, and my fellow CIOs, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate your energy and your effort and your commitment. So one housekeeping note here. If you are interested in group or team photos as you enjoy the rest of the afternoon, there's a room just adjacent to the main entrance. Feel free to join us there for some photographs. So with that, hopefully there'll be some more clanking as desserts flow through. Enjoy your coffee, desserts. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon in terms of networking. Again, thank you on behalf of Genesys Works. Have a good afternoon.